Welcome to another exciting episode of our AI series, where we bring together industry leaders and technology experts to explore the innovations shaping the future of artificial intelligence. So today we are honored to have Michael Langefeld with us here today from HPE. Michael, what do you do in HPE?
Good morning, Doc. I'm laughing because you're probably one of the only people that got my surname correct the first time.
Oh my goodness, okay.
So Langefeld, you're quite correct. Doc, I have the privilege and honor of leading HPE here in the UAE, and I'm the director for the business in the UAE.
Fantastic. So thank you so much for being here today. I know we're neighbors, but really HPE is a very important partner for Ingram Micro, and we are so excited to do things together. So we've prepared a few questions for you, and let's see where that takes us. Your history is amazing, by the way. We just discussed that. But here we go. AI-ready data centers. Mm-hmm. So AI workloads are becoming increasingly compute-intensive. How is HPE helping customers build AI-ready data centers?
So Doc, first let me thank you for this invite. It's indeed a privilege and an honor to have a conversation with you.
Same here.
I've done so much research on you before coming here.
Oh, goodness.
You know, if you know anything about South Africans, we never walk into a room we can't walk out of. Yeah. And so I must say that I'm enamored on what you've achieved in the industry. And so really looking forward to having this great conversation with you and sharing some insights.
Really, me too. I am amazed by your achievements from the days you took up what you've done in South Africa after Nelson Mandela recommended you for an amazing journey.
Thanks very much, Doctor.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's get to the question. So what are we doing in getting customers ready for AI? We're doing quite a few things in this space, and perhaps I'll share with the audience some stuff we normally say and some stuff we don't normally say, because again, I'm in the presence of a great partner, and so I'll share with you what we're doing.
Please.
Let me go tactical very quickly around what are we doing to help customers get AI ready. Mm-hmm. The first challenge that we have, you know, as you think about AI, Doc, there are kind of three people that we're trying to help with this AI thing. Mm-hmm. The first one, we have people that want to do sovereign AI. And so we have a very specific approach for them.
And we've done some great things together on that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Then in the middle, we have our service providers, where they are wanting to create something very special. Mm-hmm. And then lastly, we have the enterprise.
Sure.
Now, for the first two, there are only a couple of handful companies in the world that will do the first two. We think the majority will play in the enterprise space. Yeah. But as we look across this whole value stream, one of the interesting things we're trying to solve for as we adopt AI is, where do you put the stuff? Because today, many of our customers, data centers, aren't ready for this technology.
Absolutely not.
And so one of the key things that we do is we provide a technology called pod, or what we call modular data center. So today we have a business where if you wanted to go down this route and you don't have enough power or you don't have facility, we have a turnkey solution where we can bring the data center to you in a container.
Okay.
And all you have to provide is water, power, and a data link, and we can get you up and running.
Amazing.
And in fact, we've been doing that for about 10 years in this country already as part of our high performance computing technology.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So again, very tactical. I wanted to share with you because many people, we don't share that story too widely, but we do quite a bit of that. But if you think about how we're helping customers from a technology perspective, it's very interesting what we're doing. We've been on a buying streak of note, and people didn't realize what we were doing, and it was building towards this moment. What do I mean by that?
Okay.
So we went off and we acquired a company called Cray Technology.
Where I remember Cray.
Remember them?
Supercomputers.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And with Cray, we were doing all of the supercomputing stuff, all of the weather analytics, all of that kind of stuff with this Cray technology. And people didn't really understand why we went after this space. But it was building up to where we are now in AI. Mm-hmm. The other thing we also did is we went and we bought a big networking company. I think we only spent about $13 billion on that, not too much. But it was very specific, and the picture's coming together. when you think about what customers are trying to do with AI, there's a whole bunch of things in the stack you have to get right.
100%.
Right? You have to get the computing element right.
Yeah.
And we're known for that element, yeah?
Sure.
But it's becoming a lot more dense, and we have the right technology for that.
Yes.
Then you have to make sure you have the right storage.
That's key.
Yeah. And we've investing like you have no idea, and we've built new platforms that can help our customers in that space. You'll hear a term called Electra MP multi-protocol is what we've developed, and we're playing in that space.
Oh, that's important because not many people know HPE as a storage provider as well. Yeah.
Yes, that's a well-kept secret, Doc, but we're going to fix that problem together.
Okay.
And then the third thing that you need in the stack is you need a very fast network.
Yeah.
Right?
We do a great business together with that.
Right.
Well.
And so if you look at our assets across Aruba and Juniper,
Yes.
we're really well positioned in that space.
Yeah.
And then the GPUs come, and we know the different providers that provide GPU.
100%.
So if you think about that stack, we play across all of that stack with our own technology, not third-party technology. Yeah.
Yep.
And we, again, work with key providers like AMD and NVIDIA and Intel in that space.
Yeah.
But where we really come together is we stitch this whole thing together. Because if you wanted to buy all these components loose, I akin it to buying a Happy Meal. You can buy a burger, fries, and a Coke separately, but you can buy the whole Happy Meal together.
That's much better.
Right? And so we create Happy Meals at
Happy
HPE.
Meals for customers. AI Happy Meals.
There you go.
I love
there you
that.
go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Amazing. That's really amazing. So let's move on to like what's the guidance from HPE might look like. Many organizations are unsure whether to build AI infrastructure on-premise or in the cloud or through hybrid. And how does HPE guide customers on making the right decisions there?
That's an interesting one, and permission to be very honest and frank with you.
Okay.
If anybody comes to you and tells you that it's only in the cloud or only on-premise or only in a co-located facility, they're not telling you the truth. In our view, AI will live in this hybrid world.
I agree, actually. Yeah. 100%.
What do I mean by that? There are going to be times where customers need to move very fast. Yeah, and it takes some time to get the equipment into your building. So in those scenarios, if you want to go really, really fast, very quickly, sometimes it makes sense to put it in the public cloud, just to get going, as you experiment. But as you start kicking the tires, you realize that your data around this becomes valuable, and you may then want to bring that back on premise.
Yes. And I see people don't like to put their data on the cloud, so they keep it air-gapped until they have the on-premise systems that will secure their data as well.
You're right, Doc. In fact, what we see happening is customers experiment in the public cloud, and then they come and they put it onto a platform, and then they realize very quickly, actually, we need to air-gap this thing. So we actually deliver across the three spaces, in the public cloud, on-premise, or even in air-gapped. And air-gapped, it's easier said than done. It's a word that flows off the tongue, but to really get a disconnected system working is really, really hard, and we have a really unique value proposition in that space.
That's interesting. I mean, when I see air-gap solutions as well, okay, so you're using some form of large language model maybe to support, but then you need to update it all the time. There are better ones. You have to test them, you have to check them. But very interesting to know where you go. But you're absolutely right in terms of hybrid. I think this is really key.
And the interesting thing, and I think where we add value as a partnership is in that operationalizing piece. So once we deploy it on premise, through our relationship that we have, we're able to make sure that we continually support the customer on premise with the great partners that we've built together in the value stream.
This is a very strong value that HP, together with us, is actually able to provide to the customers.
In fact, Doc, if I can interject, I think for me, if you really ask me what's our biggest value that we bring, particularly in this region, we do probably 96 to 98% of all of our business through partners and through channel.
That's amazing. But we see ourselves as an extension to yourselves as well. It's not like we're just a reseller. So we add the value. We have a wide range of complementary services and products that actually fit into the solution that you will provide. Perfect. HP's AI factory, and some other vendors call themselves also the AI factory. So can you tell me more about the AI factory approach and how it simplifies deploying AI infrastructure at scale where it's required? And we've done some big at scale projects together,
Yes,
by the way.
yes.
Yeah.
So I won't talk about the big at-scale projects, Doc. I don't think I've got the right security clearance. But I'll talk about AI factory. You know, the interesting thing about this AI factory term is, and I know you know this, Doc, because you've been in the industry so long. This AI factory term was coined by Jensen. Yeah. So Jensen coined this AI factory thing, and it's become the most misused term.
So true.
On the planet, yeah.
It is misused is a minimum. Really.
So I like to simplify it by talking about the three things that we do in this space, and I'll tell you what we're doing specifically with you and your team here in the UAE. We think about, earlier on I spoke about sovereign, service provider, and enterprise. Yeah, I want to focus on enterprise to really bring it home to how we're helping with this AI factory concept.
Yes.
The one problem we're solving for is to stitch together an AI technology. You can spend days, weeks, months just getting the stuff into your data center,
So true.
getting it connected.
It
is highly complex. Yeah. And so what we've realized is, instead of our customers spending time figuring out which switch to go with, which storage, with which GPU, if it's an H200, a GB300, we've taken all the chaos out of that.
Okay.
And our approach is, what is the customer trying to solve for? Because they're only trying to solve for three things: inferencing, fine-tuning, or retrieval augmented generation. That's the only three things that we're solving in AI and generative AI.
Yeah.
And so we looked at this. We took a long look at this and we said, okay, how are we going to help the customer? So using our current capability that we have around high performance computing, we went and we solved the problem. We said, if you want to do inferencing, fine-tuning, or RAG, we know what those use cases look like. So we went and we built systems for inferencing, fine-tuning, and retrieval augmented generation.
Fair enough.
But that's complex.
I know.
We simplified it.
How?
We went small, medium, large, extra large.
Okay. That sounds like the shirts I'm wearing.
100%. And if my wife can understand it and my kids can understand it, then it's simple, right?
Okay.
And so those three things fit into one of those buckets.
Okay.
And it's an appliance-based solution. So we build it in the factory. We test it in the factory. We talk to you about what are you trying to solve for. You want to do a generative AI bot or a large language model. We fit it into the right appliance. We wrap all of the software.
Okay.
Yeah. So whether it's on the NVIDIA side or on the AMD side, we wrap all of that. And the customer contracts for an outcome. So now you have this appliance that solves the business problem that you're trying to do.
Okay.
Is the first thing.
Yep.
But working with you, our great partner, there are many customers that want to do this, but aren't quite there with their budgets.
That's the big problem.
Right. And that's where you solve the problem for us.
Yeah.
Leveraging our HPE as a service model or our GreenLake model, customers can either buy it as a CapEx purchase, or they can, through you, consume it as a service leveraging this GreenLake engine.
This is very unique for HPE because here you're talking about relatively or quite an expensive system if they were to pay for it, but they're consuming it as if they're using it on the cloud. Right? They're just buying or paying regularly for consumption and utilization, right? That's unique. It requires a lot of financing as well, but you're providing the entire service. You're not leaving them to do anything really.
And here's the interesting thing with the solution. Your data never leaves your building.
That's so important. So important. So actually this is really important because like a lot of people, like you said earlier, want to air gap their solutions and their data from the cloud. And here you are providing almost data centers to whoever wants them, rather than having a central big system, as many players are trying to do now. But you are providing a very safe environment for the clients.
And one positive I can share with you, Doc, is obviously working with you guys. This is not a new concept we're talking about. We already have customers in the United Arab Emirates running this.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about some of the use cases, the government are running some of these systems, and we've done it through you, and it's already running.
Yeah.
And the best part is many of these systems, customers can't predict the demand, and a lot of them, because it's a scalable model, are now adding onto the existing system. So it's not a one-time, it's only baked for this and then you throw it away kind of appliance approach.
Okay.
It's how do we add on to what we currently have.
So the demand is creating the requirement for additional hardware to be deployed, and so it's more flexible for the client and for the provider, including both of us.
And here's the interesting thing. As you said earlier on, this is not a cheap problem.
Yeah.
You're looking at anywhere between $700 to $1 million for the smallest system.
Exactly.
We've listened to you and your partners talk, and I can report here on the call, working with you and your team, we're now able to also deploy what we call developer units.
Okay.
In other words, a really, really scaled down version for somebody to kick the tire. Instead of putting data in the cloud, they want to test the concept. Today, they can acquire that from you.
Okay.
And if they're really nice to you, we even have one of it in your building. And so they can come in proof of concept in your building, or we can take it to our customers.
Very good. We have the experience zone here, and
yes.
We'll put one of those definitely here.
No, you have it already.
Okay.
Thanks for the PO. I appreciate it.
Second one.
Yes.
Excellent. So where to start for an organization just beginning their AI journey? What foundational infrastructure investments should they prioritize before deploying AI applications? Just to be ready, like the ones we mentioned now.
So I spoke about all of the infrastructure stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not going to rehash that. But there are two other elements that we don't do a good enough job talking to our customers and our partners about.
Okay.
One is around your data, and second is around security.
Absolutely. Yeah. So important. I was waiting for this one.
So data is an interesting one, because again, your data lives all over your organization.
Mm-hmm.
And how you connect to the data and how you secure that data becomes very important. So that's the first thing our customers have to think about. Yeah. The second thing we have to think about is how do you now secure and create guide rails to give people rules in how they need to play with this new shiny toy.
Yes.
And so at HPE, we work with you and all of our partners to help our customers through a consultative selling approach to help guide them through these elements. Because the others we're really good at, that's our bread and butter. We know exactly what to ship. We now have an appliance, but it's really around this. What is the business problem we're solving for, or the use case that we call it?
Yeah.
And how do we tie it back to this data story and security story?
So what do you add in terms of, or who do you use to secure the data, for example, from being reached or even from being shared? You have your own technology, or you use third parties, or are you integrated with third parties?
Yeah. I come from a world where I don't believe we can be all things to all people.
Okay.
Yeah. I come from a world where I believe it's the sum of us all together that really creates value. Mm-hmm. So where we focus on is creating the platform. And there are some technologies that we have because our customers are telling us we need to have it. Yeah. And there's others where we partner with our partners of choice. So we want to be very clear on this. We create open platforms to allow everybody to play, and we don't believe in closed platforms. Yeah. So that's why all our platforms are either based on reference architecture, is what we would call it, to allow it to be as open as possible, to allow customers to bring stuff for the existing investments they have, or leverage some of our capability. I'd love to sell my Zerto capability and what we do in there, but I won't do that.
No, I mean, we're following up what's going on in terms of how AI is being used to secure data and how AI is being used to hack data as well. Yes. There's so much happening in that street, but that's another topic for another time.
Yes.
So Gen AI, next to Gen AI, now we're talking about agentic AI nowadays, but looking ahead, how do you see AI infrastructure evolving over the next 3 to 5 years? I know it's a bit far out given the speed of things happening today. And what role will HPE play in that?
If I look at where we are today, Doc, the mandate is very clear from our government here in the UAE. Mm-hmm. Agentic is a top priority. Every department will have it.
100%.
Yeah. And so part of our responsibility is to make that happen.
Okay.
I spend more time with our customers and partners solving for this problem around agentic AI adoption versus experimenting and creating platforms than most. Yeah, so spending a lot of time in that space today.
Very interesting.
What we're engineering for is, as we deploy these systems, more and more we're learning that you can't cool these systems with air anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. Many of these systems have to be water cooled.
Okay.
Because it's generating a lot of heat, these GPUs,
100%.
and it's consuming a lot of power.
Yes.
So at HPE, we are working ahead to solve for that problem.
Okay, so you're creating your own optimized systems for power consumption and cooling and so.
I'll tell you this. We have more patents on water cooling for this technology than anyone on the planet today.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we are an engineering-led company.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't solve with slides. We solve for a specific problem.
Yeah.
And so we're putting a lot of effort in that. And you'll see that as we roll our systems out, more of them will allow for that. There is still a space for air cooling. Yeah, because not every problem is a GPU problem or an AI problem. But we see a big move towards that.
Yeah.
Power then becomes the next issue. Because again, if you look at density and power per rack, many racks we used to put 9 kilowatts a rack. Now you're talking about 15, 16, 18, 20 kilowatts a rack, and very few customers. That'll take all the power in the building.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's the next thing we're solving for. So again, we think we have the right assets to help them where they are today, but we're already going 2, 5, 10 years ahead of the curve to solve for that problem.
That's very interesting. So in a country like here, where again there's no natural sweet water and power needs petrol and so forth. I mean, it's extremely helpful what you're doing because really no country can afford to give away all its or run such expensive systems.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really cool. So channel, we are called the channel partners, but I see us more as the partners, not necessarily just channel. So what role do partners like Ingram Micro and the channel ecosystem play in accelerating the AI? What do you see us doing to accelerate the use and the usefulness of such systems?
Doc, that's something that's close to my heart. Yeah. And again, you don't have to look far, but to look at our route to market. Yeah.
Okay.
As I said, anywhere between 95 to 90% of all of the business we do is through the channel.
Yep.
Why is that important? My boss hasn't given me an unlimited budget to hire as many people as I like. Yeah. So I'm not confused that I have to scale.
Okay.
What is the best route to scale? To scale with partners. One.
I totally agree. Yeah.
What is the benefit of partners? One, local relevance.
Yeah.
They understand the local problem. They talk the local language. They understand the local nuances.
Yeah.
But two, more importantly, when my salesperson is done and he goes on to sell his next deal, who remains behind to continually helping our customer to success?
Yes.
It's our partners.
It's the partner, of course. Yeah.
Do we live in a perfect world? Probably not. Are there things that we need to do to improve that experience? Absolutely. Yeah. So where we're focusing on is how do we build more capability in our partners? Yeah. How do we bring HP even closer to our partners is where my focus is. Yeah. And for us, that's the role that I see this partnership play.
And it's so important because with the fast and the speed of change, particularly in this industry today, we need to learn. We need to learn from you. We need to learn from what's happening out there and bring in the partners that we already have to educate the users on the best solutions for AI and so forth. And we can scale. Together, we can definitely scale. And so we're looking forward to really continue our amazing collaboration and the growth that we're seeing and the demand that we're seeing. And all I can say is thank you so much for being partners and for the energy and knowledge that you are supporting us with. Thank you.
Thanks. And for me, in closing, Doc, I would say the following. I think it's clear that the time of experimenting is over.
Yeah.
What our customers and partners are demanding is strategic partners
100%.
that can help them solve that first problem.
Yeah.
How do we do that in our partnership? Is by being present, making facilities like the one you have available today for us to provide those proof of concept environments in their buildings or in our innovation center that we have here, while we hold their hands with our partners and my team here at HPE.
Absolutely.
So I'm excited.
Can't agree more.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this.
Very exciting.
Again, we take an engineering-based approach to solve this problem, and really excited to what we can particularly do in line with our government strategy.
Fantastic. Amazing. All the best.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Doc.
you. As you've heard from my discussions with Michael today, AI will redefine how enterprises will innovate, compete, and grow successfully. And depending on the ability of combining the strategy, infrastructure, vision, and innovation to reach new heights in our businesses. So I'd like to again thank you and look forward to welcoming you in the next episode of our AI adventure. Thank you.